Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma. Bandha mohe savadana mate. Bandha mohe savadana mate. Jahara prasadeba ebhavatoriya jai. Hare Krishna. Jahara prasadeba ebhavatoriya jai. Ebhavatori Krishna prapti hoya haite. Krishna prapti haya hoite. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Aikya. Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Aikya. Aranakare amane asha. Aranakare amane asha. Shri Guru Charana Rati Aise Uttama Gati. Shri Guru Charana Rati Aise Uttama Gati. Ye prasade pure sarva asha. Ye prasade pure sarva asha. Chakudan dilo jai janme janme Prabhu se. Chakudan dilo jai janme janme Prabhu se. Divya gyan hriday prakasita. Divya Gyan Hriday Prakasita. Prema Bhakti Aha Hoite Avidya Vinasa Jate. Prema Bhakti Aha Hoite Avidya Vinasa Jate. Vedagaya Racharita. Vedagaya Racharita. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu. Lokanath Lokara Divana. Lokanath Lokara Divana. Ha Prabhu Karo Daya Deho More Pada Jaya. Prabhu Karo Daya Deho More Pada Jaya. Jaya Begas Goshotri Bhuvana. Jaya Begas Goshotri Bhuvana. Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana. Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Hey, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai Vishnupad Paramahans Parivrajak Charis Tadas Sismad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. ISKCON's founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki. Prem Sigahas Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki. Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shamkund Radhakund Giri Govardhan ki. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki. Shri Mayapur Dham ki. Shri Jagannath Puri Dham ki. Shri Radha Radhanath ki. Shri Giri Govardhan ki. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki. Srila Prabhupada ki. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki. Go Premanande. All glories to their Samo devotees. All glories to their Samo devotees. All glories to their Samo devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna to one and all. A very warm welcome to today's Sunday Love Feast program. Thank you for joining us. If there's anyone here for the very first time, a very warm welcome to you, and also to the devotees that are joining us online. It is my privilege and honor in introducing our speaker for today, His Holiness Bhakti Caitanya Swami. Maharaj is a disciple of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. He has been preaching Krishna consciousness since 1973. As an initiating spiritual master in ISKCON, he serves on the GBC and travels extensively to preach in countries like South Africa, India, and Russia. He is also an accomplished author, photographer, and filmmaker. One of his notable activities is documenting his pilgrimage tours to the holy land of Vrindavan, where devotees can immerse themselves in devotional activities and deepen their connection to Krishna. May I kindly request that you all switch off cell phones or turn them to silent mode. Maharaj's topic for today is the power of association. Also, a very quick announcement, we will be starting our coupon system today. A humble request to please support the Sunday Love Feast devotees in ensuring that we can do this new system effortlessly and we can all have a wonderful experience from this new coupon system that we will be having. I now hand you all over to His Holiness Bhakti Caitanya Swami.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much. We will sing Jai Radha Madhava now.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari
Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari
Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana
Yashodananda Brajajanaranjana
Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana
Yashodanandan Brajajanaranjana
Yamunatira Vanasari
Yamunatira Vanachari
Yamunatira Vanasari Kiradhavadama Vihari
Madhava Kunjabi Hari
Komi Janavallabha Himalayari
Gopi Janavallabha Giribharat Hari
Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana
Brajajanaranjana
Yamunatira Vanasari
Yamunatira Vanachari
Kiradhavadama Vihari
Bihari
Komi Janavallabha Himalayari
Gopi Janavallabha Giribharat Hari
Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yamunatira Vanasari Kiradhavadama Vihari Komi Janavallabha Himalayari
Gopi Janavallabha Giribharat Hari
Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yamunatira Vanasari Yamunatira Vanasari Yamunatira Vanasari
Yamunatira Vanachari Janishtabad Paramahansa Perdavrajakcharis Tadasisamad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Svandracharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Shishi Radha Radhanath Ki Sri Giri Govardhan Ki Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu Ki Srila Prabhupada Ki Sri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Gaur Premanande. All glories to their Sama devotees. All glories to their Sama devotees. All glories to their Sama devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to one and all. Please make yourselves comfortable. And we will, for the next 45 minutes or so, we'll say something about the power of association. which is very important subject in spiritual life, and for that matter, just in life, in the broadest sense. First of all, though, let us chant. You can repeat after me, please. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So the power of association, the first thing we will do is recite a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. This is Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 18, verse 13. Tuliyama levenapi naswargam napunar bhavam bhagavat sangi sangasya martyanam kim utashisha. Translation: the value of a moment's association with the devotee of the Lord cannot even be compared to the attainment of heavenly planets or liberation from matter. And what to speak of worldly benedictions in the form of material prosperity, which are for those who are meant for death. Yes, that's quite a verse, isn't it? We're talking about the power of association, the value, the importance of association. That's really like a very definitive verse about the association with devotees, or even particularly advanced devotees, but ultimately any devotees. And just an interesting little side point, you could say. That's first canto, chapter 18, verse 13. That same verse we just read, exactly to the letter, the same verse is repeated in the fourth canto, chapter 30, verse 34. Verbatim. Yeah, absolutely. Verbatim. Which is something quite extraordinary. I don't know how many of you really tried to study Srimad Bhagavatam. This morning the devotees had a program, a memorial program for one of our devotees who passed away just some days ago, not long ago. Bhakti Anthony, I imagine some of you knew him. And he had been a devotee, I'm not sure really exactly how long, but something along the lines of 30 years, 25 I think at least. So, he had been around in Krishna consciousness, and I was told he read Srimad Bhagavatam 6 times. That's quite an achievement, isn't it? 6 times. I will not ask who amongst us has, should I ask who's read it 1 time, but certainly not 6 times. Gee. So he was really a student of Srimad Bhagavatam. So anyway, one just very interesting point which is made elsewhere in Srimad Bhagavatam in the 10th canto. In the 10th canto is the story of Paundraka, who was a demon who tried to challenge Lord Krishna and wanted to fight with him, and he was saying that he is the real Krishna, and Krishna is not the real Krishna. He's like a fake, a fake. So that was his claim, at least. And the speaker, Shukadev Goswami, who's a great devotee and who knows who is really Krishna and who is not Krishna, he speaks a verse in which he more or less says, sort of to the effect that there was one demon named Pondraka, and he was so crazy he claimed to be Krishna, more or less along those lines. And then maybe 10 verses, or in the same chapter, just some verses later, not verbatim as such, but in effect he says the same thing, more or less. I mean, basically the message is clearly the same, that there was this demon named Pondraka, and he was so crazy he claimed to be Krishna. So one of our acharyas comments there that here we have the same verse, basically, effectively repeated. And he makes the point that he says, some of you may laugh or, not know how to digest this, but he says, in such a small book as Srimad Bhagavatam, Hare Krishna, in such a small book in which so much information is sort of compressed into the small book, then to find a verse which is repeated is really, it means that what the verse is saying is very important. Yeah, he says like that. And, small book, 15,000 verses. And again, I won't ask who's read it, but you should read it. It's a good book. You should really read it. Sure, it's amazing, actually. So here we have another verse, which is repeated not just effectively, but literally, verbatim. It is exactly the same. And what is it emphasizing? It's emphasizing association with devotees. The value of a moment's association with the devotee of the Lord cannot even be compared to the attainment of heavenly planets or liberation from matter, like salvation in certain religious circles or spiritual circles. They emphasize the idea of salvation, being delivered from your sins or something like that. Liberation from this material world with all its difficulties and challenges and even horrors. So, a moment's association with the devotee of the Lord cannot even be compared to the attainment of heavenly planets. There are such places which are much nicer than, Chats, for example. Yeah, even Chatsworth, even Unit 1, even much better than Westville. Really? We've gone up the scale a bit. Or, Beverly Hills in Los Angeles, these places, or Buckingham Palace. Yeah. They're just another dimension of opulence and beauty and comfort and just, we can't really imagine. So, A moment's association with the devotee of the Lord cannot even be compared to the attainment of heavenly planets or liberation from matter. And what to speak of worldly benedictions, just ordinary things which are available to people like us here in Durban. Worldly benedictions in the form of material prosperity, which are for those who are meant for death. You know, in Russia, I used to go to Russia back in the past, and, you know, the people, they saved up their money in the communist times. In the communist times, there was, just before the change into the attempt at Western government, 1 ruble was equal to $1. Yeah. Now, $1 is worth, it's about something like approximately about 80,000 rubles. Yeah, about 80,000 of the same rubles. Yeah. And some people, they saved up their life, or their working lives, and in the end, maybe they had 500,000 rubles, something like that. But as the times changed, their 500,000 rubles could only buy them about 10 liters of milk. Really. So, you know, material prosperity. Yeah, worldly benedictions in the form of material prosperity, which are for those who are meant for death. Yes, right. So, anyway, that's an interesting point, isn't it? That verse is repeated exactly repeated. And it means that the message is really of extreme value. It's of extreme importance. Really, just super extreme importance. Anyway, our subject matter is the power of association. I mean, that verse there we've just been looking at, it's also to do with the power. It's so powerful. Just a second's association, you can achieve more than the richest people or the most influential people. But first of all, we're talking about the power in a general sense. I mean, this is our subject matter. Not just the power of association with devotees, but the fact that association as such, whether it be good or bad, whatever, just association, is very powerful. And again, if you've read Srimad Bhagavatam, if you've got up to the 7th canto, then there's one place where Prahlad Maharaj is being schooled, and his father Hiranyakashipu, he asked the teachers, please bring Prahlad. I want to find out how he's doing at school. So they bring Prahlad, and Hiranyakashipu asks him, tell me, what is the best thing you have learned at school so far? And Prahlad speaks a verse actually from the 7th canto. Shravanam kirtanam Vishnu, smaranam padasevanam, archanam vandanam dasyam sakyam atmanavedanam. It's a verse or 1.5 verses, something like that, also from the 7th canto. The best thing I've learned is that one must hear and chant and remember Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and worship him and pray, offer prayers to him and serve him and so on and so forth. And of course that was not what Hiranyakashipu was hoping to hear. He was hoping to hear that, yes, I have learned how to cheat people with a big smile on my face, so they think I'm nice, even though I just cheated them. And things like that. Yeah. How to divide and conquer. Yes. So anyway, after that incident, Hiranyakashipu was thinking, how is it that Prahlad said that? How is it that he feels like that? Where did he learn that from? And he concludes, well, anyway, the teachers, Sunda and Amarka, they say, well, it was definitely not from us. No chance at all. So Hiranyakashipu concludes, some devotee sneaked in and polluted the mind of Prahlad with all this Krishna conscious stuff. So he tells them that he tells the teachers, you must really watch out, keep your eyes open for Vaishnavas, devotees in disguise. They may come in and look like just some ordinary person, or they may look like fellow demons, but actually they may be devotees. Then Prabhupada mentions in Nectar of Devotion how Hiranyakashipu, at some point around about then, he instructs Prahlad, same idea, you be careful about these people. He says, my dear son, association is very important. It acts just like crystal stone, which will reflect anything which is put before it. You know, if you have seen, or if you have some crystal, like maybe a chandelier or just some decorative piece of something, then if you hold crystal, some crystal item, up to light, then whatever, the light coming from the light source will go straight through the crystal and just come out the other side. Yeah, it conducts light more strongly than just ordinary glass, and it enhances it. Shri Shri Radha Radhanath Shri Giri Govardhan Shri Caitanya Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Yeah, so, and this is Hiranyakashipu speaking. Hiranyakashipu. And he's noting, got to be careful who you associate with, because whoever you associate with, you will reflect it. It'll come out of you on the other side. It's not just that it will enter you and that's it, that's the end. You got the association and that's the finish, the end of the story. No, it will just come out the other side. Therefore, as devotees, well, therefore anyone, but particularly us as devotees, we should be very careful who we associate with, because we will show the effects of that association in due course. Now, of course, there is good association and there's bad association. So we need to get, and we need to be, as much as we can, good association. We need the association of good devotees who can encourage us and inspire us and really help us to develop attachment for Krishna and enthusiasm in devotional service and enthusiasm, for example, to read Srimad Bhagavatam. We need that. But we got to be careful, on the other hand, for getting some bad association. It happens sometimes. Even within the devotee communities, sometimes it happens that someone means like a devotee somehow becomes bad association. These things happen. Somehow some devotee becomes upset by something and angry. You know, it's often with the temple president. If not the temple president, it's the GBC. But it can be with anyone, actually. For whatever reason, they become disturbed and angry and upset, and they express that I'm not happy about this or that within the world of Krishna consciousness. Yeah. You may have met such people. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he does a study of the demons in Krishna's Vrindavan pastimes, like Putana, like Trinavarta, Agasura, Shakatasura. These are demons who came, who tried to kill Krishna. But, of course, they were not successful. But anyway, they tried, and all of the ones mentioned in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, when Krishna was in Vrindavan, before he left and went to Mathura, and then later he went to Dwaraka, each one of them represents what we call an anatha. Literally, anatha means something useful, and anatha means something useless. Yeah. But even these can be worse than just useless, just like no value. They can be detrimental. Yeah. You know, it's one thing to have no money. It's another thing to have no money but be in great debt. You know, that's worse than having no money. So some of these things, they're really like that. If you become influenced by them, they'll drag you down in your Krishna consciousness. So one of the demons is the Kaliya serpent, who came, and I imagine many of you have heard the story. Big serpent, big snake, and he came, he polluted the Yamuna river. And it's a long story, but eventually Krishna came and he swam out to fight with him as he fought with the other demons. But this demon grabbed hold of him. And like I said, it's a long story. He appeared to hold Krishna for some hours. But anyway, Kaliya represents a particular anatha, a particular undesirable or actually dangerous thing, dangerous type of mentality to have if you're trying to be a devotee. And it's the mentality of poisoning other devotees' hearts with not some cyanide or strychnine or something like that, but with poisonous words, bad words about other devotees, or maybe something to do with Krishna consciousness, maybe some of the programs that are going on in your area in Krishna consciousness, that, oh, why are they doing that? And a very common one is, or sort of manifestation is, that a devotee who has that critical type of mentality will meet another devotee, and they're devotees, so they know each other, and he says, "You know the temple president, right?" Other devotee says, "Yeah, of course." And now the poisonous one says, "He's a really nice devotee." And the other one thinks, "Oh, this is good." He says, "Yeah, right. But," and then comes the poison, "but he's like this, and like that, and like something else, and what he did and didn't do," and you get the idea. And there's you. You may have no idea of these things. You may be just happily going about your life in Krishna consciousness, but suddenly all this negativity is being, you could say, injected into your head and thereby into your heart. And you can really know if your mind, if your heart has become poisoned, if the next time you see the temple president, you just sort of spontaneously, without thinking about it, you just think, there's that bad devotee. Do you follow the idea? I mean, it happens, we hear of so much gossip about this one and that one. It's unfortunate. But we are very fortunate that here we have a very good temple president. So, you'll never hear such talk. If you ever do, just run away quickly. Right. Yeah, so we have to be careful who we associate with, and really try to associate with good devotees, committed devotees, who are not into gossiping, who are into serving, into chanting, who are enthusiastic about these things, who are supportive in our Krishna consciousness. And we have to try and get their association as much as possible. There's a very interesting verse, which I'm going to read, from Caitanya Charitamrita, and it is actually Lord Caitanya himself speaking to Ramananda Roy. It's from the eighth chapter of the Madhya Leela of Caitanya Charitamrita. Verse number, I forget, 238 or something like that. You can look it up. And it goes like this. Here is it's Bengali actually. Dukkha madhye. You know this word dukkha, don't you? Duk. If you know Hindi, you'll know duk. Dukkha madhye, kona dukkha, haya guru tara, Krishna bhakta viraha vina, dukkha nahi deki para. Dukkha, 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 3 times. Distress is mentioned. So Lord Caitanya is asking Ramananda Roy. So the question is, of all kinds of distress, what is the most painful? Ramananda Roy replies, apart from separation from the devotee of Krishna, I do not know of any unbearable, unhappiness. Just think about that. Let me just read it again. Apart from separation from the devotee of Krishna, I do not know of any unbearable unhappiness. Just like, what could be an unbearable unhappiness? Think about it. For you, if somebody dies, one of your parents or your husband or wife or one of your children dies, that's really, really extreme generally. Or something, whatever it may be. I'm sure you can think of something which would just really upset you terribly. But Ramananda Roy is saying even something like that, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. I'll sort of, handle it, hang in there and, I'll carry on in Krishna consciousness. But he says that separation from the devotee is much worse than that. Really much worse. So I've just read this to you. It's just a point of perspective, really, just to kind of, how are we going to see these things? What sort of angle of vision, and how should we consider these things? The association of devotees is so amazing, amazingly wonderful, that you can't compare it to anything which any other person would consider just incredibly wonderful. But the association of a devotee, even for a moment, is much better than that. And on the negative side, whatever could be the worst thing if your life just completely fell to pieces all around you. Like maybe your whole entire family was killed in an accident or something. The entire dynasty. That'd be tough, wouldn't it? Yeah. But no, not really, compared to the feeling, the experience of losing the association of a devotee, even for a brief period of time. So, like this. So in general, association with good devotees is so important and so valuable, means so powerful in the sense it gives us so much beneficial, that even the Supreme Personality of Godhead wants it. Even Krishna himself. You can, if you want to look for these verses, I'm going to read a few verses. Srimad Bhagavatam, 9th canto, chapter 4, verse 63, and I'll read a couple of others also. So this is the Lord speaking. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, Aham Bhakta Paradino, Hyasvatantra Ivadvija, Sadhu Bia Grasta Hridayo, Bhaktair Bhakta Jana Priya. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said to the Brahman, I am completely under the control of my devotees. Indeed, I am not at all independent. Because my devotees are completely devoid of material desires, I sit only within the cause of their hearts. What to speak of my devotee? Even those who are devotees of my devotee are very dear to me. the last sentence there, what to speak of my devotee, even those who are devotees of my devotee are very dear to me. That's very interesting. Because what he's talking about is there are people who are not in the category of being his devotee, but they are devotees of a devotee. They're very dedicated to a devotee, but not to the Lord. So you cannot put them in the category of being devotees of the Lord, because otherwise you would just include them in, what to speak of my devotee. They'd be included already. So it happens sometimes that some people who are not really devotees become very devoted, very dedicated to a devotee. It happens sometimes with parents. Yeah, like my late mother, in her sort of funny little way, she was very dedicated to me. Yeah, she was, in her way, not in a Krishna conscious way. But it happens often with parents and others too. Yeah, so what a statement that is. Then let's just see another one here. O best, this is the next verse, 64. O best of the Brahmins, without saintly persons, means devotees, without devotees for whom I am the only destination, I do not desire to enjoy my transcendental bliss and my supreme opulences, means life in the kingdom of God. The Lord feels if my devotees are not there in the kingdom of God, I don't want to be there. I'm going to leave there and go to where the devotees are. So same principle. And here's another one, let me see. As chaste women bring their gentle husbands under control by service, the pure devotees who are equal to everyone and completely attached to me in the core of the heart bring me under their full control. This is the Lord speaking about the devotees. And the last one I'll read right now. The pure devotee is always within the core of my heart. And I'm always in the heart of the pure devotee. My devotees do not know anything else but me, and I do not know anyone else but them. So, right, we just got a very short time today. I've done a seminar on getting and giving good association. It's very interesting, going into things in more detail. There are all sorts of considerations. But in simple terms, when we talk about association with devotees, there are three categories. There are devotees who are junior to us. That means it's relative to you. Someone may be junior to you, but senior to someone else. But now we're talking from your perspective. These are people now who are junior to you. So how should we interact with them? How should we deal with them? Well, we should really give them association, give them help, give them good association, give them encouragement, help explain things like that so they can progress in Krishna consciousness. We should sort of look after them. Because when you come to Krishna consciousness, particularly if you come from just like total materialistic life, it's like another world. I remember the first morning when I got up in the temple in London, January the 7th or 8th, 1973. And without getting into too much detail, I mean, we could write a book about it even, but no one had any clothes of their own. There was just a big box, and every morning you just had to find some clothes. So, I did that my first morning, and I found a red sock. Okay, looks nice. Couldn't find its brother. So I found a blue sock. And I thought, well, it's a bit weird. Red sock and blue sock, but better than just one sock or no sock. So I put on the red sock and the blue sock. And one devotee came by with the brothers of those two socks. And I said, I didn't know the word Prabhu at the time, but I said, oh, could we swap? And he just looked at me and said, Prabhu, don't be so attached. Those were the good old days. Yeah, right. So, and I was a junior, first morning, and I thought, gee, what is this? Because it sounded too weird, actually. Yeah, okay. So we have to, if you're a senior to someone, particularly, if you're quite a senior in terms of years in Krishna consciousness, the basic underlying mood you should have in dealing with the juniors is kind of like parental. You know what I mean by that. Being protective, giving some education, guidance, and support, and like that. Non-devotees are also juniors, but that's sort of another thing. Then those who are equal to us, those who have been devotees plus or minus approximately as long as we have been, we should associate with them as friends and share together as friends in a friendly way. Not instruct them, but, share ideas. Like when prasadam is served shortly, you can sit down with someone and tell them something that you just read in one of Prabhupada's books recently, and begin a little discussion on that subject. This is association of friends in Krishna consciousness, not just how are you. I mean, how are you is okay, but actually something more sort of constructive and substantial would be better. And serve together as a team, not like one's the boss and the other is the laborer, but as a team, as equals together. Yeah. And then there's devotees who are senior to us, and how should we associate with them? Well, in simple terms, but still, it's good. In simple terms, we should hear from them, because generally they'll know more than us, and we can learn from them. And we should serve them. We should serve them. Two things. Pariprashnena sevaya, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, actually about associating with the spiritual master, but it can be applied to any senior devotee pretty much. So these are just, very simple ideas how we can associate with devotees who are on different levels in relation to us. Yeah. And interesting point, in the Bhagavatam in the 4th canto, chapter 8, Narada Muni mentions these 3 categories and how we should interact with the juniors, the equals, and the seniors. And he says that if you learn how to do that nicely, you'll become free from all the disturbances of life in this material world. In other words, generally, disturbances in the material world, generally or more often than not, come from difficulties, mistakes, and whatever in association. Yeah. It's a science, it's deep. Yes, so these are some thoughts on the subject. I could say a little more. Have we passed around a question sheet? Is that, no, that's your notes sheet. Wow, we have a real studious devotee here. Did we pass around a question sheet? If nobody's got a question, I'll just say something else. But does anyone have a question so far? Okay, no problem. I have something else I can refer to. You know, in a sense, it can be argued at least to really associate with your seniors nicely may be the most important of the 3. It's arguable at least to really learn how to associate with seniors nicely, hear from them, serve them like that. In Caitanya Charitamrita, in the Antya Leela, there's the story of a devotee named Ramachandra Puri, who was a disciple of another devotee named Madhavendra Puri, and Madhavendra Puri had another disciple. So Madhavendra Puri is the guru, Ramachandra Puri is one of the disciples, and then there's Ishvara Puri, who is another one of the disciples. You get it? We got 1 guru and 2 disciples here. Ishvara Puri, Ramachandra Puri. 3 Puris. I wonder what will be for prasadam, but anyway, I'm sure something nice. So anyway, seriously. So this Madhavendra Puri was elderly. He was really elderly, and he was just about to pass away. He was just on the edge. And the word got out that, because he was a very well-known devotee, there many followers, many admirers, when they heard that he's not going to be with us for more than some weeks or something like that. So people came to see him for the last time. So one of the disciples was Ishvara Puri, came to see his spiritual master for the last time. And he saw that Madhavendra Puri, his guru, was more or less completely incapacitated physically, couldn't stand up. And couldn't do anything, couldn't dress himself, nothing. So he decided, Ishvara Puri decided to stay with him until the time came that he actually left. So he did. And he was doing just the most menial types of things. Madhavendra Puri was sort of incontinent, so there was sometimes some stool or urine around. Ishvara Puri would clean it up with his own hand. And he wouldn't make a scene about it. Oh, look at this, it's filthy. But he was happily chanting while doing even types of service like that. And as a result, Madhavendra Puri, the spiritual master, in the process of passing away, he was so appreciative that you're helping me practically and encouraging me by chanting so nicely. He was so pleased. He blessed him. He blessed him. May you become a great devotee and a great lover of God. Now there was this other one, Ramachandra Puri. He had just a different nature. He was very critical and negative and sort of pompous and proud. And he came and he saw there's his spiritual master in a very emotional state, actually, in a mood of separation from Krishna, that, my Lord, I think I have failed in my life. I failed to become Krishna conscious, which was not true, but in his mood of separation, he felt like that. He was expressing himself like that, and crying, very emotional. So Ramachandra Puri, he thought, how could I could do some sort of last service for my guru. What could I do? And he saw the state, the emotional state that Madhavendra Puri was in, and he thought, I know what I can do. I can give him some good advice. And he said, my dear spiritual master, don't be so emotional and calling out to Krishna. What you should do, you should fix your mind on the impersonal Brahman and just become detached from everything. Now, if you understand a bit about Krishna consciousness, you'd know that's not very good advice to a great devotee who's in separation from the Lord, suggesting that you focus your mind impersonally. Whew, that's really bad. So what happened was, Madhavendra Puri told him, this Ramachandra Puri, just get out. Just go now. He said, if I see you at the moment I leave my body, I don't know where I will go in my next life. On the other hand, Ishvara Puri, who got that blessing for the nice service and encouragement like that, he was blessed. You become a great devotee and a great lover of God. And he did. He became great devotee and great lover of God. Such a great devotee, when Lord Caitanya met him, he was so impressed. What a devotee. He accepted him as his spiritual master. Yeah, it's very significant. Whereas Ramachandra Puri, was very pompous and proud. And even, so he would go and visit devotees to check out, how much are you eating? How many puris have you got? Three. Oh. I won't go into the details, but like that. And he did it with Lord Caitanya. He went and had lunch with Lord Caitanya, uninvited. He just arrived. and Lord Caitanya said, oh, please sit down, we'll serve you prasadam. And Ramachandra Puri said, no, I just came for the association. But he was watching. And he had sort of a mental little notebook. How many chapatis and like that. But he couldn't find any fault. But after a few days, he saw some ants were crawling around. And he assumed this Caitanya has been eating sweets Oh, that's terrible for a renunciate to eat sweets, sugar. Ugh. A fate worse than death. Shri Radha Radhanath Shri Giri Govardhan Shri Caitanya Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. So anyway, he offended Lord Chaitanya. And in the end, well, he was staying at Puri for a while. In the end, he left Jagannath Puri. When he left Jagannath Puri, traveling around somewhere else, the devotees had a festival. A good riddance to bad rubbish festival. You know, not one of these things, so long it's been good to know you type of festival that got rid of you at last. You don't want to become that sort of devotee. So there you go, devotees. Please consider these things. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Maharaj, for such an informative and inspiring class. Let's give Maharaj another round of applause. So, as we have announced earlier, today we start the coupon part of the prasad. We will be handing out coupons. It's one coupon per person, and it would be highly appreciated if we have everyone's cooperation and support for this to become a wonderful experience for all. The end-of-life care preparation and funeral rites seminar will be held on the 8th and 9th of June. So it's the end-of-life care preparation and funeral rites seminar hosted by the Ministry of Devotee Care, South Africa, in cooperation with New Jagannath Puri Temple. The presenters for the seminar is Sukhanti Radha Dasi from the UK, Dr. Vaishnava Prandas, Jayananda Das, and Smara Haridas. The venue will be at the New Jagannath Puri Temple. The dates are Saturday, the 8th of June, and that would be from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and Sunday, the 9th of June, from 9 a.m. to 12. Also, we have a very exciting announcement, the 40th anniversary logo design contest. The Sri Sri Radha Radhanath Temple celebrates its 40th anniversary in 2025. We are looking for a logo that will honor this momentous occasion. The winning logo will be used across all platforms, print and digital. Also, we have the Spiritual Warrior, Understanding Life and its Epic Battles course. This course is being run by the School of Bhakti, Durban. This is a 3-session beginner's course, Saturday, June 1st and June 8th at the Sri Sri Radha Radhanath Temple. Group 1 will be from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Thereafter, we will have Group 2 from 2:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. The fee for this course is 150 rands. Also, save the date. The Japa retreat at Sri Sri Radha Radhanath will be on the weekend of the 15th, 16th and 17th of June. That is the long weekend in June because the 16th is a public holiday, which makes 17th as well a public holiday. There will be more information on all social media platforms with regards to all these announcements. Today's Love Feast preparation was by Queensborough Namahasha, led by His Grace Asri Rishi Prabhu and his wonderful team. Let's give them a round of applause. So we would like to thank everybody once again for attending today's Sunday Love Feast program. We look forward to seeing everybody here next week Sunday as well. Safe travels. Hare Krishna. We will now get ready to observe Aarti. Hare Krishna.